94XO, it's Moni XO. I'm highlighting the Fattened Caf for Filipino American History Month. Stay tuned.
You're watching 94XO.
So I would love to hear about how the Fattened Caf began and just the significance behind the name.
Okay. I like to say the Fattened Caf started on a whim, maybe a hobby that I had for cooking barbecue in my backyard. Self-taught, bought myself a small smoker, and went through this season of really trying to perfect the craft. And you know, with barbecue, you take giant pieces of meat and you smoke them, you cook them for 8 to 12 hours.
Sounds hard.
There's a lot of work. And you know, that's too much food to cook for just 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
So my wife, Charlene, and I, we would plan, host game nights and dinner parties as a way to kind of get rid of some of the food that we made. But for me, it was really just for fun, in a way to learn, to experiment more, and yeah, just enjoy the art and craft of barbecue. At the time, I never saw it as a potential business. It was really just a hobby. And it was therapy for me, an opportunity to do something different than I was already doing.
Yeah.
And I was very interested in the craft and in the art. And the Fattened Caf specifically came to be through my wife's idea of focusing on Filipino food. My wife, who is Filipino American, she kind of mourned the fact that there was not many Filipino food options here in St. Louis. Both of us are from beautiful Los Angeles, California, and when we moved here, we were like, whoa, where is the Filipino food and Filipino community? It's very small. And a few years kind of into this, we said, hey, you know, maybe this could become something. And instead of focusing in on American barbecue, we decided that we would really kind of leverage the Filipino barbecue side, with St. Louis being a barbecue city, Missouri a barbecue state. This is the Midwest. Everybody loves barbecue. We thought it would be great to focus in on the Filipino barbecue.
Now, what is Filipino barbecue for those that may not know the difference between that and just regular American barbecue?
Yeah. So it's very different. When I say Filipino barbecue, what I'm referencing is actually just grilled meat. So it's meat that's always cooked over charcoal or over hot burning wood. It is not smoked. Like low and slow American barbecue. When they say barbecue, what they really should be saying is this is meat that's cooked for a very long time, and it's always big muscles of meat, brisket, pork shoulder, something that's going to take a very, very long time. But Filipino barbecue is actually just grilled meats. Oftentimes it's found on a skewer. It looks similar to kind of what's known as street food. It is something that can be done very quickly, and it's always cooked over hot heat, and it's oftentimes basted with a certain type of sauce. Much like American barbecue, you have kind of your tomato, your vinegar, and then your spices. Filipino barbecue, some of the ingredients that we'll be using are something called banana ketchup, which is a sweet ketchup with bananas mixed in. Something called calamansi, which is a Filipino lime. Lots and lots of garlic, of course.
I hear all the passion when you're talking about the food.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything I know about Filipino barbecue, my wife has taught me. So shout out to Charlene, who could not be here on this interview today. But
I say, what other dishes do you guys sell? So I see you guys have your dishes available in different schnooks in the area. You guys are also at Earthbound Beer doing pop-up shops. So what other meals do you guys offer?
At our pop-up shops, we do a few different things. We always try to have maybe a few days in the month where we have Filipino barbecue, but we also have Filipino brunch. And the menu can range between a lot of different options. When you're looking at our Filipino brunch, some of the highlights on that menu would be a smoked sausage. We do something called longanisa, which is a Filipino sausage. We have two versions that we kind of highlight here on our menu, a sweet version, and then we have a garlic savory type of version. Our spin on it is we take the sausage, everything is done in-house. Most of what we have on our menu, we cook and we prep ourselves from top-down level. So when we do sausage, we start with cuts of meat that we season, we grind, we put in sausage casings, and then we smoke them. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but they are wonderful. One of my favorite things on the menu. The Filipino brunch is oftentimes very, very popular.
We love brunch here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like to say it's, if I had one last meal on earth, it would be Filipino brunch. And what that is a fried egg, some garlic rice, a pickled salad, and then longanisa. I love the sweet version. My wife loves the garlic savory version.
Okay. So how was the opportunity, did it come about of being partnered up with Schnucks and being able to sell your food out of there?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes. Oh, Schnucks has been an incredible opportunity just in this year. Due to COVID, we lost maybe 50-60% of our income. And thankfully, we are a pop-up shop, so we're not a full-time brick or mortar. We're kind of able to make ends meet because we have a low overhead cost. But it's still challenging for us to still figure out how to get by. Our first pop-up at Earthbound was last year in October 2019, and we sold out of 300 plates. Wow. In the midst of COVID, we were barely hitting, let's say, maybe 50-60 plates. And seeing COVID happen at a time where we have yet to reach our peak it's devastating. And Schnucks partnership came in at a great time. They actually reached out to us. Feast Magazine featured us in one of their articles, and they reached out to us saying that they were starting a local restaurant food program, and they wanted to invite us into that food program and highlight some of our Filipino barbecue options.
That's super cool.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
amazing. And I think just with everything going on, it really kind of just brought out your guys' passion even more for having the Fattened Caf, seeing like how hard you work, because I've read like you guys had it where people could like pick up food from you guys or you would drop them off and stuff like that. So I think that's amazing. Now, how has your guys' bond, being married, having this business together, how has your bond gotten stronger having the business together?
Yeah, I think it's that joint interest, the partnership, the bridging of our cultures.
Yeah.
I'm Black, she's Filipino, and there's a lot of nuance to that. And this is something that we're able to share together. It's something that we're able to raise our daughter in, who is half Black, half Filipino. It's a way of really, I think, Charlene sharing her culture, her upbringing with me, and me also meeting her halfway and embracing that culture.
Yeah.
And I just happen to be a guy that loves food, and I think Filipino barbecue, Filipino food is some of the best food that the world has to offer.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful partnership and a wonderful blend of us just being able to do what we love and share maybe the best things that we love about each other.
Yeah.
Before I met Charlene, I was into barbecue just as a hobby myself. And I think this is us kind of coming together, being able to submerge just the things that we love. So
I love it. Now, having this business and kind of piggybacking off of what you just said, like how does the Fattened Caf kind of bring communities together? in St. Louis, because a lot of us don't know a lot about Filipino and like the history of it. So how would you say like your business can bring others together?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think my wife could speak a lot into this, a lot better than I can, but I'll try and give you my perspective. I think there's something so special about sitting together at a table and having a meal. That's communal. You know, I think we can love people well when we feed them physically, and laughter and celebration around the dinner table. There's something that's just so attractive to that.
Yeah.
And I think when we think back to our days of pop-ups with lines out the door, I think it was part of the communal experience of people coming together in celebration, enjoying good food, and in this case, enjoying great barbecue.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why people are willing to wait 2 hours in line. Now, I believe it's our food that can speak for itself, but I think there is a wonderful experience that comes around grabbing friends, grabbing your buddies, grabbing your family, and enjoying good food together.
Yeah.
So I think the entire St. Louis community is able to embrace that. I think we are unique because we are highlighting a particular cuisine that really hasn't been explored here in St. Louis.
Sure.
And I think that has given us just an opportunity to reach more people. I think people want to figure out, well, what is Filipino food or what is Filipino barbecue? And to add to that, I think the Filipino community here in St. Louis, which is very small, has been in a position where they have uniquely embraced us.
Yeah.
So I think for my wife and for the Filipino community here, I think it's just a place where they can call home, where they can eat the food that they grew up with, and the reminiscing of memories,
Yeah.
maybe with grandma or mom or dad, et cetera, et cetera. Charlene will tell you one of her favorite memories of the Fattened Caf would be standing at the front of the desk here at Earthbound taking orders, and a younger girl coming up with her dad having finished their plate, and she said, "Dad, it tastes better than Lola's." And Lola is grandma in Tagalog. And there's moments like that that you just, it doesn't get any better than that. And I think part of what we do at the Fattened Caf, our mission is to love food, but to love people more.
Yeah.
And I think we get to do that by filling their bellies, but also their hearts.
Well, I'm excited for you guys, whatever you have like in store next. Like, what are you guys working on currently that you can talk about?
Well, I won't go on the record completely with our future plans, but we are trying to figure out what is next. We had this wonderful opportunity with Schnucks, and we're in a place where we are growing faster than we can catch up with. And so we're trying to see what does the future hold for us, but we know this is true about where we are now. We will continue to ride hard, to run strong with the Schnucks partnership, trying to keep those shelves stocked and full of supplies for the wonderful St. Louis community to have access to. And then we will plan on continuing with the pop-ups. We have shifted our model from one pop-up a month to multiple pop-ups a month, for about 3 to 4 pop-ups a month, and then also where obviously you can find our Schnucks or meals at Schnucks on the shelves at the select locations.
Okay.
So
now, before we wrap up with the Causerie Jar segment, can you let everybody know where they can find more information about you guys, find you guys like on social media and whatnot?
Yeah, you can follow us on Facebook, The Fattened Caf, and it's Fattened, so
Fattened.
E-N-D, all right, Fattened, and then Caf, C-A-F, no L. The thought behind that is this is a fattier, heftier version of the cafe experience.
Okay, I like that, I love that. Now let's get to the fun part. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull out 3 questions from this jar and then just answer them the best way that you can. Super random. Go ahead.
All right. Do I need to read it?
Yes, read it out loud. Let the viewers listen and hear what you gotta say.
If you could go back in time 1,000 years, what year would you visit? Oh, man. Shoot, to be honest, I don't know if I want to go back 1,000 years in time. Like, as a black man, I feel kind of scared, you know, and we're in a tough time now.
I know that's right.
Yeah. What year would I visit? Somewhere where I would be safe. Somewhere where I could enjoy life. So, yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even answer that myself. Okay, you can pick the next question.
Right. On a scale from 1 to 5, how afraid of the dark are you?
That's a low scale.
1. I am not afraid of the dark.
That's good.
Maybe every once in a while, you know, I don't know if maybe you think you see something and you might, you know, it might kind of
jump a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm actually a big like horror movie fan and thriller, suspense. So I love it. I love it.
I don't like seeing those little dots in the no.
Yeah.
So,
So
last question.
can't really scare me with that. All right. What is the strangest thing you have ever eaten? Man. Good question. The strangest thing I've ever eaten is probably balut. Do you know what balut is?
No. What is balut?
So it is a Filipino delicacy. It is a chicken egg that is, I'm probably not saying this right, but it is like chicken egg, but it has the embryo.
Ooh.
And it's like half matured.
I haven't been on that side of the culture
Yeah,
yet.
Call your grandma today and say, hey, what is balut? And do you like it?
Oh.
Most Filipinos like it. Really, it's a delicacy. But I sipped it. I didn't eat it because really it's like it's mixed between kind of a boiled egg, but also like you'll see.
I bet you have seen it before though.
Oh yeah, I mean you'll see really like a baby kind of half formed chicken. Like it's horrible.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, hey, I had to be down with the culture, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you did it. You did it once. We were in the Philippines, and you know, hey, trying to impress the family. So yeah.
You said this is good.
But never again. No need to ever do that. But that was by far the strangest thing I've ever eaten. But I'm also the guy. I'll eat anything at least once. Not anything, but strange. I can deal with strange at least once.
Okay.
It doesn't scare me. So.
Okay, well, I appreciate you
Yeah.
for taking the time and speaking with me. And I'm Moni XO, and we are out. Be easy. It's your girl, Moni XO, and you just finished a 94XO interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media platforms. Be easy.